Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. Today was not your average day on Wall Street. Between a surprise move from the Fed, big swings in tech, and some weird volume spikes in the energy sector, there's a lot to unpack from May 1st. Let's dive into the action, and stick around, because I've got some key setups to watch for tomorrow. Let's kick things off with the big three. The S&P 500 closed up 0.9%, bouncing back after a rough start to the week. Tech led the charge, but even defensives showed some late-session strength. The Nasdaq Composite, it surged 1.4%, thanks to a rally in semiconductors and cloud names, more on that in a minute. And the Dow Jones lagged behind a bit, up just 0.3%, weighed down by healthcare and some weakness in industrials like Boeing and 3M. So what sparked the shift? Well, midday, the Fed dropped its May policy statement, and while they held rates steady as expected, the surprise was in the tone. Powell hinted at possible rate cuts in Q3 if inflation trends lower, and that was all the market needed to hear. On the data front, we got a strong ISM Manufacturing print, with the index rising to 52.4, beating expectations and showing growth in new orders. That helped boost cyclicals in the afternoon session. Also, jobless claims ticked higher, not drastically, but enough to stir up talk about a softening labor market. That gave bulls more reason to bet the Fed might ease up sooner than later. Let's talk levels. The S&P 500 bounced off 4,940, which held as strong support from last week. We're now eyeing resistance around 5,030. If we break that cleanly tomorrow, bulls could regain control heading into next week. Nasdaq. It cleared the 17,000 psychological level for the first time in nearly a month. If it holds, next target is 17,250, which aligns with the March highs. Dow. Watch 38,200, that's your key level. Below that, there's risk of a pullback toward 37,800. Momentum indicators like RSI are neutral to bullish, and we're seeing some fresh crossover action on the MACD in tech-heavy names. Let's dig into sectors real quick. Tech was the big winner. NVIDIA popped over 3% on unusually heavy volume, after chatter about a new AI chip launch leaked mid-morning. AMD and Broadcom followed suit. Energy stocks, meanwhile, saw strange action. Occidental Petroleum jumped 5.2% on double average volume after Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway increased its stake again. That news wasn't public until late, so someone clearly got in early. Financials were flat overall, but keep an eye on regional banks. Several, including Zions and Comerica, posted sharp midday reversals. Could be short covering or early positioning ahead of Friday's jobs report. So here's where my head's at. We're in a very news-sensitive tape. The Fed is clearly laying the groundwork for a shift in tone, but they're still holding the cards close. That means volatility is opportunity, but timing is everything. For Friday, I'm watching Apple's earnings after today's close, that will likely set the tone for tech at the open. Non-farm payrolls, a big surprise either way, could push yields and drive rotation between sectors. If the S&P breaks above 5,030, we might see a fast move back toward the highs. But if earnings disappoint or jobs data spooks the market, we could just as easily test 4,950 again. So stay nimble, use stops, and don't chase green candles without a plan. Alright folks, that's your May 1st market wrap. If you found this useful, tap that like button, it really helps the channel. And let me know in the comments, are you buying this rally, or are you fading it into Friday? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss tomorrow's pre-market setup. I'll be breaking down Apple earnings and the payroll report before the bell. Stay sharp, trade smart, and I'll catch you in the next one.